Hey everyone, and welcome to another pickup / what I've been playing recently episode. I've got a load of really cool stuff here in front of me, so let's get started with a few things that I picked up very recently from MCM Comic Con in London this past weekend. And I also picked up Conflu while I was there as well, but I'm just getting better. I was planning to take a week off doing videos, but I thought I'm well enough to do a video, so let's just do it. So first thing here that I picked up, this is a Japanese version of Diddy Kong Racing, and for those of you that don't know, I've actually been replaying Diddy Kong Racing over on Twitch and I'm having an absolutely fantastic time. So when I saw the Japanese version on one of the stalls at MCM, I just had to pick it up. I just love the box art. Look just how incredibly colourful and just fun it looks. It's so nice, and the instructions inside as well, let me just show you them. I was laughing so much back in the hotel room at some of these really weird 3D renders that they have inside, so... Oh, something else really cool that's in there as well. It also has this little fold-out instruction leaflet as well, which is really cool. I forgot that the Japanese games do that. That's something that we didn't get in the UK, or elsewhere around the world, I presume anyway. But I want to show you some of the renders in this instruction manual because they are just hilariously basic. There you go. The Stuff of Nightmares. There's Taj in the corner there. And there was a really funny one. Look at Tip Top. Look at his mouth. What have they done to him? But I just thought that's so cool to have, and I love the game so much. And if you were curious what the Japanese cartridge looked like, there you go, that's what the Japanese cart looks like too. So really happy to have this, and I'm really enjoying replaying the game as well. I do plan to turn my replay of the game into a full feature episode over on this channel called RetroBreak Replay in the near future. I haven't been well enough to play it anymore on Twitch, but hopefully next week I'll be feeling up to it and I can stream the rest of the game and then start writing down my thoughts for that replay episode. I'm very much looking forward to starting that series, and then I plan to go back and play a lot of other favourite games from my childhood and see how they hold up today. That's the kind of idea with that series. So that was the first game. Another thing I picked up, not quite a game I guess, it was a Tamagotchi from Bandai. Or Namco Bandai, Bandai Namco, I can never remember which way around those words go, but I was really happy to get this. This was apparently an Expo exclusive version of the Tamagotchi, and I have actually been looking after him. There he is. I don't think you'll be able to see him, because obviously there's no backlight, but I am looking after him. He's quite healthy. He is 6 days old, and he's doing okay. I may have forgot about him all day and there was like 5 poos in the room, so I had to clean all them up. But really happy to get this and to go along with that as well. And this kind of ties back into the last video I did about the Wonder Swan too. The other really cool thing I picked up from Bandai's store was this Digimon LCD game as well, which if you watched my Wonder Swan history video, this was actually one of the handhelds that Bandai made before the Wonder Swan, so to actually get both of these original things that came out before the Wonder Swan, which we'll get back to a bit later on in the video, is just really cool, so I was very happy to get both of these. Something else I got from MCM London, this is a game for the PS1 called Rage Racer, not Ridge Racer. This one is actually the sequel to Ridge Racer, and it's basically more of the same, and I played it as soon as I got back. This was actually the first game that I played when I got home the other day, and I really enjoyed it. I enjoy the fact that there's a lot more single player content. There's actually sort of a currency system, so as you're playing through the race you'll gain money in order to upgrade your car, which makes it a much more enjoyable home game experience rather than the first one, which is very much just an arcade focused game. So really enjoying this one so far. I did notice that a lot of the tracks have really steep hills and then really sharp drops, which means you can't always see exactly where the course is going to take you, but even so, really enjoying this, and I'm surprised not more people say really good things about it, because I always hear about Ridge Racer Type 4 and I always hear about the original, but I never really hear about Rage Racer. So let me know down in the comments what your opinions of this game is. I was personally really enjoying it. And before we move on to the other games, there was also some other really cool stuff that I got from MCM. I got this really cute Pokemon Pikachu little square piece of artwork there from someone called Sparkiiro, so that is really nice, definitely go and check them out. And I also got these really nice Sonic prints here from someone called Sayanhajime, so definitely go and check him out as well. Again, I'll put a link to Twitter and Instagram down in the description. And from Sayanhajime as well, I also got this, which is a really nice Sonic keyring with Sonic on one side and Shadow on the other. And this Live and Learn pin badge, which is really cool. And what else did I get from MCM? I also got this from the Bandai store. It was a freebie with the Digimon thing that I bought, so that's pretty cool. Something about Digimon's 25th anniversary. I've been considering trying to get into some of the Digimon games actually, so if you know what is a good Digimon game to start with, then please let me know, because I know there's a lot of games that aren't so good in that series, but it is something that I would like to get into more, so if you know any good Digimon stuff, please let me know. Now, for two games that I haven't played yet, I actually picked these two up in Shrewsbury, or my girlfriend did. I wasn't with her, but she took a photo of the shelves, and I told her to go back and pick up the two games, and they were Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance, which is a really cool Gauntlet style game by the looks of it for the GameCube, and it's got the receipt in there. That one actually came from CEX, and it was £12, which I think is a good price anyway. And the other game I got is Tomb Raider Legend, and I got this one from I think it's called DVD Mega Store or something, DVD Entertainment. I can't quite remember. It used to have a really big shop, and then when the Darwin Centre closed down, it got put into a little marketplace. And apparently now they've got a shop again, but I didn't actually go back this time. But very happy to have this. Apparently it's a really good game as well. Let me know in the comments whether you've ever played Tomb Raider Legend before. Let me know whether you think the GameCube version in particular is any good and worth playing, and maybe I'll check that out soon. And now for some really, really cool stuff that was actually lent to me by my friend Kwang from Asobi Tech. And you probably already know this by now, but just in case you missed my WonderSwan video, he did actually let me borrow all three versions of the original WonderSwan. And I'm really grateful for that, because as you know, I've been making some WonderSwan history videos. Part 1 is out now, and Part 2 I'm actually working on right now, and that one's going to be taking a look at some of the most important games for the system, as well as all of these different console variations. So as well as those games, he let me borrow 3. So we have Tetris for the WonderSwan here, which is actually mind-blowingly good. It's way better than it has any right to be. This is honestly now my favourite portable version of Tetris. It is that good. It came out just at the right time for Tetris to have perfected all of its different in-game rule sets. So this version, although it's quite simple, it has things like hard drop, it has things like hold, it has shadow pieces. It's just the perfect simplistic version of Tetris that you could want for out of a portable system, and I love the way that you can play it vertically as well. It takes really good use of that vertical screen real estate on the WonderSwan, so I'm so happy to be able to play this officially, and it will be featured in the full video coming soon. Another game that I was super excited to get for the video, and this is a very rare and expensive game, so I am being very careful with this one. This is called Judgment Silver Sword, and there's actually a really interesting backstory to how this game actually got released. I won't ruin it all in this video, but if you have a look on the side there, if it will not focus on my face, you can kind of see there's a little witch in the corner, and that actually relates to something which makes this game very rare, very sought after, and also very interesting from a development point of view as well. So if you're curious as to what all that is referring to, subscribe to the channel and check out part 2 of my WonderSwan history video coming very soon. And the game itself is just a fantastic vertical scrolling shooter as well. It's kind of weird. There's a lot of different stages that go by very fast, and there's so much customization in the game as well. It's kind of overwhelming, but I will give it a proper play soon and give you my full thoughts and opinions on it while I've got this before I have to give it back, because I am very lucky to be able to even be holding this. There's one on eBay at the minute, and it's about £1,500, so it might take a little bit of building up my YouTube audience and Patreon before I can actually afford a copy for myself. So for now, this is as good as I'm going to get, so thank you so much, Kwang. And the final game that he let me borrow for these videos is this game here called Pocket Fighter. And I wasn't really sure what to think of this one, because I never really considered the WonderSwan to be a good home for fighting games, but it actually turned out to be a really well programmed fighting game for the system. It is one of the early releases, so it's only in black and white, but what is here plays absolutely fantastically. It wouldn't be out of place on the Neo Geo Pocket, in all honesty. And finally, on the WonderSwan section is a game that I actually picked up myself on eBay, and that is the original Gunpei, and of course this game has a lot of history behind it as well. Of course, Gunpei Yokoi being the original creator of Koto Labs, which went on to make the WonderSwan after he passed away, unfortunately. So this game is kind of in memory of him, even though they spelt it differently to his actual name, so I'm not really sure where the Y came from in Gunpei, considering it's Gunpei with an I in real life. So if anyone knows why it's actually spelt like this, let me know down below, but I'm really happy to have this, and I would like to try and get all of the other versions as well. I've got the DS one, and somewhere I've got the PSP one, there it is, and I've also got it on the PSP as well, but I would love to try and pick up all the other versions, including the other two for the WonderSwan as well, so hopefully at some point in the near future I can pick up the other WonderSwan versions as well. And the other really cool thing he lent me is actually the Flashmaster for the WonderSwan as well. This is a flash cart that you can connect to the computer using this USB-C port on the side, and you can install up to 16 ROMs on here. So I've filled this up with some of the most interesting games that I could find for the systems, and this is what I'll be using to play the games in order to do some research for my upcoming video on part 2, where I take a look at some of the defining games for the system over its very short lifespan. But there's definitely some really interesting games that I've found, and I can't wait to share more with everyone here. And my voice is going, my throat is hurting, so I'm going to finish this video with a little look at some of the Switch games that I've picked up recently. Of course, we're going to start first with Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, and I haven't had quite as much time to play it as I would have liked, but I'm about 20-25 hours in, and I am absolutely overjoyed with just how insanely good this game is. I wasn't the biggest fan of Breath of the Wild, if I'm completely honest, but this game has honestly blown all of my expectations out of the water. This is by far the best game that I've played this year, possibly the best game on the Switch, period. And it's improved so much from Breath of the Wild. It just feels like a much more fleshed out game. There's so much more to do, there's so many more people to talk to, there's so much more story to follow, and it just feels more Zelda, which is everything I could have hoped of, honestly. So I'm really loving the game, I can't wait to play more of it, and I'm really curious to see where Nintendo can possibly take the series after this. They've reached the pinnacle of gaming and what Zelda can be, so to see them take it anywhere further than this, other than just improving the graphics and frame rate, is going to be incredible to see, and hopefully we don't have to wait 6 or 7 years until the next one as well. So I'm very excited to see where the series goes in the future now. I'm going to take a little bit of a look at some of the games that I have been playing and some of the games that are on my backlog. So as for the games I have been playing, Metroid Prime Remastered, absolutely loving this as well. They've done such an incredible job with the graphics. It honestly feels like a brand new game, and I can't wait to see where Retro takes Metroid Prime 4 after this. Although I would love to see the other two Metroid Prime games come out in this format as well. So fingers crossed they do that while the Switch is still a current relevant system, and possibly Metroid Prime 4 is moving over to whatever comes next. So we'll see where Metroid Prime goes in the future, but for now be very grateful that this exists, and definitely check it out if you're curious. I've also been playing Yoshi's Crafted World a little bit, and I'm kind of enjoying it, but it's also kind of very simplistic and very, very easy as well. But it's a simple, basic Yoshi game, and it's better than I thought it would be, honestly. I got it on sale in game a while ago now, and I finally got round to giving it a go, and I am enjoying it. I'll probably go back and finish it at some point. Fire Emblem Engage I also picked up recently, and I've been attempting to play Fire Emblem for a long time, but I've never really given it a proper chance like it deserves. So I sat down with this one for a good few hours the other day, and I was actually really surprised at how much I enjoyed the gameplay. And although the story hasn't quite gripped me yet, I think it does have an interesting set of characters. I love the graphics, and the gameplay is still something that I'm trying to wrap my head around, because I'm a massive fan of Advance Wars, and it does take me a little bit of time to figure out the strengths and weaknesses of all the Fire Emblem characters, and the fact that you have to worry about leveling everyone up and stuff as well is a little bit overwhelming for me, but I am trying to stick with it, and I definitely plan on playing more in the future. And finally, for games that I have been playing, and I've been playing this a lot, this is Advance Wars 1 and 2 Reboot Camp. And I played this one a lot on the plane on the way back from holiday a few weeks ago, and I was just having an absolute blast with it. I've finished all of Advance Wars 1, and I'm about halfway through Advance Wars 2 on there now, and it's just as good as I remember from the Game Boy Advance days. I love that there's a lot of unlockable stuff in this as well, so it feels like there's always new things that you're trying to achieve as you're playing through the game. It's just a fantastic remake, and I'm just so glad that it did finally get released, and I could not be happier, honestly. And hopefully if this sold enough, it means that there'll actually be a brand new Advance Wars game in the future, rather than just more Fire Emblem. We need to have a break from Fire Emblem and bring back Advance Wars. Even if it's given to Way Forward, I would love that. So really enjoying this. And now to finish this video, here's a few games for the Switch that I've got over the past few weeks and months that I haven't had a chance to play yet, so let me know down in the comments below which one of these 4 games you think I should check out next. So we have a game here called Transy Ruby, which is a game that Ryan from Super Rare gave to me as a gift when I was at OLL a few weeks ago, so thank you so much, Ryan, and I do plan on playing it at some point. It looks like a really cool game. I love the graphic style, so let me know in the comments if you know anything about that one. I also got this one here called Fault Milestone 1 from Sekai Games. I think it was actually through Limited Run, and I've heard that this is a really good visual novel, and another visual novel that I've heard is really good, and I just love the art style on this one. This one is called Yumu Susu Remaster and Reafter. Yeah, the title is a bit of a mouthful, but I just love the art style. Honestly, I picked this game up just because of how much I loved the box art and the artwork on the inside, and I gave it a little bit of a go, and the artwork in the game is just great as well, and it's all about people that started a game company as well, which should be right up my street, and I used to love playing these anime style visual novels, so I want to try and make that maybe a bedtime game that I just read for an hour before going to bed or something, so looking forward to giving that one a go. And finally, another visual novel, and I got this one for my birthday from my uncle, and I don't think he knew what it was, and it is actually just a download code in a box, but thank you anyway, and I have already registered it, so don't worry about me showing the code. This one is called Kotodama, The 7 Mysteries of Fujisawa, and it looks like some sort of mystery adventure game set in a high school, so let me know if you know anything about this one. All I know is that I keep seeing it on sale on the eShop, and that is literally all I know about this one. So let me know down in the comments below if that one's worth playing. So, oh, and before I go, I just hit 30,000 subscribers as well, and I'm planning to do a proper celebration video, but this is the first time that I'm actually mentioning it on YouTube, and I just can't believe how many subscribers I've got in such a short space of time. It's honestly just incredible, and I can't thank you all so much over the past few years. It's just been mind-blowing, and I'm so glad you're enjoying the videos, and I really hope I can just keep pushing this channel and making it better and better in the future. I've got so many really exciting plans, and I've actually pushed away a lot of the promotional videos that I was doing before to try and free up some space to actually make these bigger and better videos that I want to make. So there's some really exciting stuff coming in the future, and I'm really hoping that everyone's going to enjoy it as well. So that is it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I'm going to go and collapse now because I am still full of Comic-Con cold and I'm just dying. So I'm going to end the video here. Thank you so much, and I'll see you all again very soon. Goodbye.